my girlfriend so damn bad, you can have her. You already got my man. What's a few more loose ends, my baby?
What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the show Recap with Mo, where we're getting ready to get into a brief discussion on Tyler Perry's Sistas. But before we get into this thing, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss shit snit that's going down, alright? So real quick, before we get into the messy part of this video, we're going to go ahead and start off with a positive. And what I mean by that, let me thank you guys so very much for your support, for you guys liking my videos, for you guys commenting on my videos. And then as a matter of fact, let me just say this. I did not expect this. I saw Cash App notifications as well as stickers. And I was like, what the heck? So I'm like, man, so I appreciate you guys thoroughly, man, so very much for supporting little old me, man. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into shit. So as you can tell from this thumbnail, we're going to be talking about Karen and Fatima, the whole drama between these two ladies, which is baffling because, you know, in the previous episode number 11, titled Gone Girl, you know, Sabrina, Andi, Danny, all of these women, all of these sisters like Fatima. She's a cool chick. How do we know that? Because Karen herself has already admitted that Fatima is she's a cool woman to hang out with. So why all of the animosity towards Fatima? Now, I already know that a lot of the Karen stans are going to sit up here and say, well, you know, Fatima did this and she did that and she placed herself in this situation where it didn't involve her, whoop, whoop, whoop. I get it. I understand it. I see it. But I don't agree with it, because if she's involved with this man that you let go, even though you had a relationship with this man for 3 years, but you decided to let him go because, let's be honest, he was a creep. He was what he was. He was him, as they like to say. He was that dude that was bringing STDs back to the crib. He was that man that could not commit. He was just not a great dude at that time. And what he needed was a time to get away, got away, built himself up, had a support system on the side, which just so happened to be Miss Lady Fatima. Now, Fatima saw this diamond in the rough. He's still rough, if we're going to be honest about it. He's still definitely rough. But what she saw was, okay, I can work with him. Now, what I will say with that, sisters, I don't want y'all to sit out here and look at this like, yeah, I'm going to pick up this man who's a diamond in the rough. He may not be a daggone diamond. He might just be a damn rock. He just might be a rock, and he ain't going nowhere. But fortunately for Fatima, she found a man that just needed a little bit of spark, you know, ignited underneath him or whatnot. And he took that opportunity to learn the system, and then he got the leg up. He got one. He got a handout, right? Someone, you know, gave him the keys to the city, and all of a sudden he came up. Now, that was a blessing in disguise, but do we really know that's a blessing? Because that might come back to, you know, hinder him later on in his career and in his life. But right now, he's good. He got a house, he got the cars, he's taking care of his responsibilities, he's putting trust together for his children or whatnot. So everything is good right now. But getting back to Fatima has yet to really, you know, do anything to Karen out of the way, outside of the fact that, hey, I'm here to support my man. I'm going to be where my man is because I already know you disgruntled. And whenever a sister specifically, y'all, knows that, you know, you got an ex that is disgruntled because of how everything is turning out now, no, she ain't going to trust you. No, she ain't going to think any good things about you at this point, because every time she sees you sitting over here being felt on. Every time she sees you throwing shade at her. Like, why are you doing all of that? Which brings me back to my original point in all of this. Karen states that Fatima is a cool woman. She's a cool chick to hang out with. So when she's asking her friends like, oh, not y'all. Oh, I can't believe y'all hanging out with her. Like, why y'all want to hang out with her? Why y'all want to talk to her? Why y'all want to invite her to all of these things? Because she's a cool chick. She's a cool ass chick, Karen. And you know that. And the only reason why you really upset at Fatima is because she's winning right now with the man that you invested so many years in, and you did not reap the benefits for the things that you invested in. Or did you invest? Because we can all put into an investment, but don't reap any benefits. Sometimes you lose in investments. That's just the name of the game, Karen. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But unfortunately for her, she lost. The man was not ready to take it to the next level. But once he got with a woman that knew what she wanted, knew who she was, for real, it started to change Zack. And sometimes when we get with women, and I'm going to just throw it out there, fellas, don't get mad at me. Sometimes all it takes is a woman who's confident enough to know that I really don't need you to be who I am. And sometimes as a man, when we see that, we say, okay, I got to step my game up, because if I'm going to call myself head of the household, if I'm going to sit up here and try to say I'm calling the shots in here and trying to lead my family in which direction we're trying to go, then definitely I have to step up to the plate. And I can't do that half-assing, sitting around here talking about, ain't nobody giving me a shot, man. I just need some help. No, you got to get up and make it your daggone self. And Fatima was a support system with him, and he saw that and he said, this is what I need, this is what I want. And it's almost strange because it's almost like, he's looking for a mama. We can talk about that at a later date, but it's honestly like he's looking for someone to direct him. And once he finds out in which direction he needs to go, then he got it. Some guys are just like that. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But getting back to this situation with Karen, I think needs to just let it go. Understand that Karen, you're not going to win this one. You just have to accept the fact that you got one baby by Zack and not two. Deal with that situation over there with Aaron, and and that baby over there. At least you got half of the child support. You at least got half of what you wanted. So I need you not to be so mad at Fatima. Just be mad at yourself because you did not see the diamond in the rough. You gave up too quick, which I understand. It was not working. It was not a great investment. All right. So I get it. Let them go. Move on. Right now, you got to deal with these twins that's within the womb, all right? Enough said on that. Let's deal with Fatima real quick because I just can't talk about Karen without mentioning Fatima. Fatima is a great sister. She's a little aggressive at times when she doesn't need to be. She needs to allow someone else to take that, as well, because I don't like how Tyler Perry and the writers are making Fatima so hard. I don't honestly believe that she's hard like that. Like with that whole conversation over at the juice bar or whatnot, when Karen was talking and, Fatima opened her mouth to utter the words talking about we don't really know if that's Zack baby or not, all of that stuff. We didn't really need that from Fatima. That was a time for her to just say, I'm going to keep my lips closed and I'm going to leave it alone. All right? And, truthfully, what could have happened, did happen, would have happened, regardless of the fact. But at the same token, you got to choose when to say something and when to shut up. Right there was not the time. Now if she was approaching you sort of like what Pam was doing, when she was coming at you, opening her lips, the new entrepreneur and all of that stuff, trying to utter those words towards you, telling you, you don't know me, then you go ahead and step to Pam because she's directly coming at you for you, right? But on this note, Fatima should have just stayed quiet, left it alone, understanding that Karen, she's just coming from a place right now where she's not happy and she sees everything going great for you and it's not going great for her. It's still up in the air about who the baby's father is at this point in the episode. So she's not balanced right now, Fatima. So you have to understand that. You got to understand that definitely with you trying to go to law school, you're going to have to be able to discern some things without saying it, just by observing. And you can see that this woman isn't happy for whatever reason. All right? So, step to the side, allow Zack to do what he needs to do, but Karen needs to get over it. It is what it is. Now, we could talk about Fatima and Zack later on because, there's supposed to be a wedding. We just don't know when. We don't know when she's going to accept an opportunity to schedule a time for the wedding. So that's what we're waiting on right now because she's dealing with some stuff internally as well. And Karen should know that, knowing the man that she dealt with for 3 years. I'm out of here, man. Let me go ahead and get up out of here. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this, what you think about the whole Karen and Fatima situation, man. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.